Alright, welcome to part 5 of the video walkthrough for King's Quest VI. Actually, I'm back at the Isle of the Crown because I forgot to do something real quick that has to be done to trigger something on the Isle of Wonder, so let me just get that out of the way.
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end, or so I heard. I never found the spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life. I tell you what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spell book for it.
Alright, so we wanted to get that spell book, but we must find a rare book in exchange. So, I don't know if you recall offhand, but when we were at the Isle of Wonder, there was a bunch of stacks of books, and so that seems like the likely place to look for a rare book. So we just have to wait until we reach the beachfront here, and then we pull out the magic map,
Alexander.
and we click on the Isle of Wonder. Alright, so now we can take care of business. So we try to take a book from the stack.
Alexander sees nothing of interest.
No, the stack of books. There we go.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize these books had an owner. I'm in need of a rare book.
No owner? All books have owners, my good man. And this book owner, Bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of his books for anything.
Isn't there something I can do for you to pay for the book?
Let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause?
No. No clauses at all, I'm afraid.
As an exception, you always should.
Don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're fairly limited grammatical principles, you know. Let's see. A marsh pig that does Texas?
No. I'm afraid not.
A dangling participle?
I'm fresh out.
A purple fiddle whacker?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
An idiosyncrasy, perhaps?
Afraid not.
Ha! Then what good are you?
So it looks like in order to get the book, we have to find one of the bullshit things that the Bookworm mentioned. But first, let's talk to the spider.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! The loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
Well, since that spider is trying to sex us up with her voice, we're gonna just mess up her web a little bit.
Hey, don't touch that thread!
While she's busy with that, we can pluck this out of the
Alexander
web.
snatches the scrap of parchment, curious to see what's written on it.
Wow, I'm sure this will not come up again. This was kind of a waste of time.
The wind blows the scrap of paper from Alexander's hand, but he remembers what it said well enough.
So that's easy enough to remember because, you know, it's practically the central plot of the game. So now let's go to the north here, take care of business in the swamp. I think right now the only thing we can really do is grab one of these milkweed bottles.
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
And then we'll just walk past there. And right now, the only really relevant thing to handle is grabbing this.
Alexander decides to pick up the hole in the wall. A hole in the wall could be a very useful thing. Alexander startled the poor thing. It's run off to hide behind the wallflowers.
Of course, if we try to grab it now, yeah, the flowers get in the way.
The wallflowers, overcome with shyness at Alexander's approach, cluster together and cover the hole in the wall. Alexander can't get it.
So what's the solution? Well, distract them by playing this flute.
May I have this dance?
Oh, my!
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them.
Alright, now we can grab the hole in the wall.
While the wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall.
Alright, let's see. As long as we're here, I think maybe we can go over here and try talking to one of these horses.
Excuse me, what land lies beyond?
What land? Chessboard Land, you knave.
I see. And is Chessboard Land part of the land of the Green Isles?
It is the home of the red and white queens, rulers of the Isle of Wonder, fairest of the islands that owe loyalty to the king of the land of the Green Isles. But perhaps not for long.
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of unity with the great king and queen dead? The princess is worth serving, but the feud with the other isles is strong.
Okay, so now we're going to have a brief exchange with the rulers of the Isle of Wonder.
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send the lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
Who isn't queen of this isle? The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet, your Highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper, and not even mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
What a ridiculously stupid idea.
Quite ludicrous.
He was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Obviously a man of high intelligence.
Alright. So,
The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
alright. So, like the Queen said, she mentioned it sort of in passing, but their singing stone, the treasure of their isle, was apparently stolen by the beast, which we'll get into later. But anyway, it's sort of an echo of Popeye mentioning property disputes among the islands. We'll see more of that as we go on.
Alexander picks up the red
In the meantime, we get a free scarf. Alright, so now I think we can grab one of these iceberg lettuces.
Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Ye gads! Is that cold?
And then we just gotta mosey on over to the beach. So past there. And now we just take out the map and we're gonna head to the Isle of the Beast.
Alexander.
And here we have some sort of creature.
Alexander can't reach the little creature on the tree branch. It will have to come down on its own.
Oh, I think we have to talk to it.
Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not odd-looking, you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not. Funny is, speech I am and nothing but.
Speech he is, and we happen to have some speech right here, so let's use that on him.
Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature.
This sentence seems in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Know what I do? Where are you going to? Like you I do. Go I with you?
Well, that was certainly interesting. It looks like Alexander now has a passenger.
Alright, so let's continue on our way. And you'll notice this boiling hot water. Mix it with the iceberg lettuce.
Hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable.
So now you can cross this without dying.
Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond.
Ouch! Ow! Ooh, 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 ouch!
The pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bathwater.
And we may as well grab this lamp while we're here.
Alexander takes the old hunter's lamp from the tree.
And of course that'll come in handy later when we talk to the lamp salesman. But for right now, we're out of time. So next time, hopefully, we'll be able to take care of some further business here on the isle. So, see you next time.